You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, we got breaking news in here, and it's about somebody we've been covering a lot as of late, the Pittsburgh Steelers and Mike Tomlin. And the news, of course, the Steelers are on my TV right now playing the Bengals. Man, Jake Browning, the fairy tale may have come to an end, and maybe a new one has started because Mason Rudolph looks like a world beater right now. He really does. It makes you wonder, why was Mitch Trubisky on this team again? I'm confused. But certainly Mason Rudolph looks much, much, much more comfortable than we have seen him in a long time. Who knows? Maybe Mason Rudolph is about to pull a Geno Smith on everybody. Let's get to this because the Mike Tomlin speculation looks like it's officially over, and this broke right before the game started by Mike Florio on the pregame show. Let's go. Mike Florio, Pro Football Talk, reports the Steelers have, quote, no desire to move on from Mike Tomlin, adding that they have, quote, have no reason to think the 51-year-old is interested in anything other than continuing his tenure with Pittsburgh. Tomlin is currently under contract through 2024 after the team did not repeat its pattern of agreeing to a 2-year extensions every other season to avoid a lame duck situation. Florio notes that the Steelers plan to extend Tomlin before the start of the 2024 campaign, a move which would keep him on the books for years to come. He adds that the former Super Bowl winner has already been, quote, directly involved with roster decisions affecting 2024 and 25, another sign of his continued commitment to the organization. Tomlin has come under fire this season, in particular with offensive struggles being a consistent issue. We'll get to that in just a second. That resulted in the midseason firing of offensive coordinator Matt Canada, although interim replacement Mike Sullivan is not expected to have a chance to earn the full-time role. At least one significant change will therefore take place in their near future in a number of major decisions, such as the viability of Kenny Pickett as a long-term answer at QB will need to be made this offseason. Tomlin appears to be set to be at the heart of that process. Wow. So the other portion of the big story of this is, are they going to do something with Kenny Pickett? Are they going to trade him, get out of it, move on from him, whatever? And by the way, it is 21-0 right now, guys. 7 minutes left in the second. Pittsburgh has famously never had a losing record during his tenure, something which he is at risk in his 17th season. Well, they look like they're headed towards 8-7 right now. The Steelers entered today's contest on a 3-game losing streak, dropping them to 7-7, putting them in danger of missing the postseason. Failing to win a playoff game this year would extend the team's drought in that regard. 3 coaching vacancies are in place at the moment: Raiders, Panthers, Chargers. Florio adds that trade interest for Tomlin could exist depending on how the 2024 cycle plays out. If he and the Steelers have it their way, the relationship will continue in the future. So if he's already making decisions towards 2024, I would find it shocking for him to go anywhere. And if he's wanting to come back and they're wanting him to come back, I mean, there's no reason to think that that's going to change. Okay, now I guess in theory, for example, they're up 21-0. You know, they could blow this massive lead, and this game could turn into a nightmare in Pittsburgh. And in fact, Jake Browning just completed a pretty big, long pass. Looks like to put, they're down in the Steelers' territory now. But the point is, you know, if they win this game, they go to 8-7. Who knows if they end up winning out? their playoff chances will increase. They're going to need a little help now, because one of the things about today's game, if they win the game, it still only had their playoff chances at 12%. Losing that game to the Colts was a heartbreaker, because they're in front of you right now. And, in fact, it looks like they're down at the 28 now, the Bengals are. So they're driving. Mason Rudolph looks like somebody you can tell. One of the things that he said during this game, during the first quarter, he feels much more comfortable in this offense, having been in it so long now. It should be noted, they brought up Mike Sullivan. If Tomlin ends up getting extended for 3-4 years in all of this, it's going to allow the Steelers, and this is something we talked about, it allows the Steelers to go out and land a very good offensive coordinator. Okay? And I'm going to be the first to tell you, you look at the Shanahan tree, what can you get off of there? The McVay, which is the Shanahan tree as well, what can you get off there? I don't think anybody's looking at the Josh McDaniels tree anymore. Andy Reid, somebody from his staff, maybe would be somebody you would potentially look at as offensive coordinator. But you got to get something where you're scheming up, and boy, the Bengals are about to score really fast. It looks like they're down at the 5-yard line right now. Very quickly, seems like 2 minutes they got down there. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. This helps you out with getting the right offensive mind to come in there, and they desperately need some kind of an offense that is going to be take your playmakers, use them, utilize them, put them in advantage situations on the field, utilize speed. I know you still want to run the ball. You can. I mean, Shanahan runs the ball all over the place. Look at somebody out of Miami, maybe under Mike McDaniel. Bring them in there. Little re-upping, a little bringing to the future offense for the Steelers, and you're off and running. And if you want to keep Pickett, you got to get somebody that knows quarterbacks. I would keep an eye on Eric Bieniemy with he's with the Commanders now. Ron Rivera is going to get fired. Bieniemy may get some consideration for that job, but I don't think he'll get it. I think ultimately, if Belichick doesn't stay with the Patriots, I think Belichick maybe ends up with the Commanders, and that means Bieniemy won't be there. And so that would be somebody in that Kansas City Andy Reid tree that I could see Mike Tomlin bringing in. Absolutely. So, and I think Sam Howell's been better than people want to give him credit for this year. That offensive line has had problems in Washington. Maybe you got to draft, make this Steelers offensive line stronger, because it's not a real strong point for this Steelers team. Tell me what you think. Black and white sports supporters, that's breaking news. But it looks like Mike Tomlin is staying with the Steelers long term. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.